Grand Rising family, is Shay Seeking, and this is Not Your Mama's Bible Study, along with a little bit of His Stories Lies. We are back in the book of Isaiah. We just did Isaiah 1, and we are going to go ahead and do Isaiah chapter 2. But before we do that, the video was cut off abruptly, and I kind of wanted to touch on the fact where we were in Isaiah 1 and 31, and it says, "The strongest among you will disappear like burning straw. Your evil deeds are the spark that sets the straw on fire." Now notice we didn't use the term set. We put sets. So that means that it's either because it's going to be in the future, or it's something that these people have done already, and this is why it's saying your evil doing, and it's also saying why won't you change and all this other things in the text. So again, their evil doing usually sets. So this is either something that's reoccurring, like the fact that there were many revolts or revolutions in the past when it comes to sparking something in the American Negro that brings them to a point where there seems like there's nothing you can do to, dampen the flame. Okay. So again, that's kind of like what was on my mind, and it was also something on my mind about who's going to rile the lion, to a certain extent, as to that seems like this is what we were kind of getting to in that previous chapter. Okay. And then now it's to the point, like I said, where this whole thing supposedly started because of this guy. But at the end of the day, regardless of what you think of that, it's always the outcome and the perception, the things that have been perceived, or the notions that have been perceived from certain things, whether they happen or they didn't. Okay, it's the outcome that they're looking for, or giving you a certain perception ultimately. Okay, so yeah. So I was just wondering, because we know that we've seen several things like this happen before. So again, have they pushed us to that limit where we just ain't having it no more? Again, when I'm thinking about these things that are happening right now in the political realm, and then down here on the spiritual realm. Okay. So again, we know that the guy supposedly went to jail, and there's still rioting and still things going on. I also know that that some of these people were what one may call a form of crisis actor that had been sent out to do this damage and make it look like it's a certain people that's doing it. And then we also know that this was a multitude of all nations, from what we can see that they were showing, that were driven to anger, okay, or rage in some sense, when it comes to these things. Okay. So is that a spark that cannot be put out? Okay. Now we're going full steam ahead on some other shit at this point, right? Okay. So again, everybody doing work wherever they think they need to. Okay. That's just what I'll say. Okay. So again, here we go. So this is chapter 2, verse 1. Now it's saying specifically, this is another message to Isaiah. So this is another message to Isaiah. Okay. So the first message was, it said, "Listen, O heavens and earth, to what the Lord is saying." Okay. Now this message, it says, "This is another message to Isaiah from the Lord concerning Judah." Okay. So there we go, talking about that lion. Again, I have my own theory on what's going on when it comes to these tribes, that the tribes possibly represent a foreign entity, okay, that has reign or control, military, or any other kind of way through prisoners of war or slavery, of a group of people. And just like they say that you took the master's name, this is what I'm saying. So again, and then when we're talking about Israelites, Okay, we could either be going one way, and I think that one or two ways we can be talking about those who are Israel, but a light version of it, meaning that they're not, we're just making them think in a sense, okay, a deceptive manner. Or we could be talking about Israel being a nation, and then after that you'll see that there is a lighter version of mentally, okay, and physically version of Israel that has been created as a subgroup or a sub race that has been adopted or grafted in to a certain extent. Okay, so yeah, because there's also the house of Judah, or I'm just using that one as an example. Again, all of these different measures have different meanings. Okay, so again, to Isaiah from the Lord. Okay, this is a message. This is another message to Isaiah from the Lord concerning Judah and Jerusalem. Okay, in the last days. Now we're getting a point where we're at. Okay, so again, this is saying in the last days, Jerusalem and the temple of the Lord. Okay, the temple, okay, of the Lord. Okay, again, I'm thinking temple between the temples. Okay, also, again, God does not reside in temples made by man's hands. So I'm thinking all different things here, right? Okay, but more than likely, if you are going about it the religious way, you're just going to think we're talking about a church. Some people don't, not all, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, most people will think we're talking about a church or a building or a structure. Okay, will become the world's greatest attraction. Okay, so again, so some people do think we're in the end times, which just revelations just mean that, and something being revealed or unveiling or something, to this manner. So again, let's see, we're talking about the temple of the Lord will become the world's greatest attraction. What exactly are we talking about? But we do know that at this point in time, for those who think that we may be in a certain type of time, there are lots of people around the world that are feeling or thinking of something. Okay, I need to learn how to get those off. But anyways, thinking or seeing something, okay, that and are looking towards, right? Okay, that are looking towards. Now, is this Floyd supposed to represent symbolically a slain lamb in a sense? Okay, and now again, everybody is looking in that direction. Again, notice that it's in this video that we're seeing. We're definitely not really seeing his whole body. We're just seeing his shoulders, and we're seeing his head, and it just so happens that his head is placed perfectly on the end of a white line. That doesn't have to mean anything, but when I saw that earlier again, I just noticed that I'm not, so again, now they're talking about no more choke holds. We're talking about I can't breathe. Do you understand what I'm saying? So things like this just stand out to me to make me pay a little bit more attention to what may be going on. Okay, so again, his temple, okay, will become a great attraction. Okay, and people from many lands, you hear what I'm saying? And people from many lands will flow there to worship the Lord. Again, flowing, you get your blood circulating, pumping and flowing through your brain even, and also, again, we could have used travel. We could have used any other type of term here to explain people coming over to a place. Okay, so again, so people of many lands will flow there to worship the Lord. Is that in your consciousness? Is that in your mind? Is that in your corona? Okay, is it a virus? Or your crown chakra, or your seventh seal, or your kundalini? A lot of people are talking about consciousness and awakening. Okay, it's not very popular on mainstream anything, but we are definitely see the people making noise about it, and we definitely see a lot of things that are speaking of this type of thing. Okay, the crown, corona, the crown chakra. Understand that, and then they want to try to point the finger before all of this other stuff that is somewhat of a distraction. Again, I'm not saying in any way came about. They were just talking about, oh, it's going to affect the elderly. Oh, it's going to affect these people. Oh, well, now we're seeing that it's so-called black people that are being, well, you know, we should have seen that at the beginning anyway, because we've always had the underlying ailments. So again, why didn't they just say that this is what was happening at first? I mean, if it was already here all that time, you didn't pick that up on the first 2 weeks or something. It had to wait a couple months, and then you notice that it's taking effect on these people more. Well, if it's the same thing, and it's, you know, why wouldn't it have been taking us out from the get-go, and people just notice that we're passing away in the multitude? Okay, so I don't know. This is just a question that I ask, but it did kind of put some form of a target on your back, and then now we have this. And I always keep telling you, pestilence, so get ready for famine. Okay, some type of a war. It could be a civil war, revolutionary war, some type of an awakening at the same time, some type of laws, some type of, again, pandemic. All of these things come together, okay, in a cluster, okay, when they usually happen, okay, an uprising, whatever, okay. So again, let's see. They will flow there to worship the Lord. Come, everyone will say, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord. Again, this is probably talking about it could be talking about a mountain, but I know that lots of times in this text we're talking about mountains, and we're just talking about great people of what they would say of a great magnitude, or even when we're talking about people that are fixed, but they are really high, okay, or elevated, or even mentally, possibly, okay. So let us go up to the mountain of the Lord. Could this be them saying, let us go up to the mindset, okay, of the Lord, to the temple of the God of Israel? There he will teach us his laws, and we will obey them. So again, at this point, I am using this in context as to what happened now, but a lot of these things, how we say history repeat itself, have already happened. But again, when we're saying this, now that I'm reading a little bit more, this could, like I said before, be talking about someone going up to a place. It could be Mount Vernon, okay? Because again, we correlate between history and historic events and biblical events on the channel, okay? So again, something like this, okay? So let's see. He will teach us his laws, and we will obey them. For in those days the world will be ruled from Jerusalem. Okay. Remember, there was a Jerusalem in Cortland, Virginia, where Nat Turner had his dealings with, and it's now called Cortland, Virginia. But again, there was one in Virginia. Okay. So the Lord will settle international disputes, okay? All the nations will convert their weapons of war into implements of peace. Now, these weapons, okay, today, okay, if this was back then, that it could have been a newspaper, it could have been books, it could have been magazines, things like this. Where today, this could be the media, social media, mass media. This could be lots of things. It could really be lots of different things, including actual weapons, artillery as well. Okay. Into implements of peace. Let's see. Then all the last. Okay. Then all the last. Okay. Sorry. Okay. My fault. I hate saying sorry all the time. So my fault. But then at the last, all wars will stop, and all military training will end. Okay? O Israel, come, let us walk in the light of the Lord. and be obedient to his laws. Okay, so it'd be important to know which Lord this is that we're talking about. Okay, the Lord has rejected you because you welcome foreigners from the east. Okay, so could you think about something like this? The Lord has rejected you because you welcome foreigners from the east who practice magic and communicate with evil spirits, as the Philistines do. Israel has vast treasures of silver and gold and great number of horses and chariots, okay, and idols. The land is full of them, okay. Kind of just remind me of even right now with the militia, okay, and then with their American idols. Just saying, okay. In these idols that they worship in religious platforms or on religious platforms. The land, okay. Now see that the land. Remember we talk about land, earth, things like that. The land is full of them, okay. So again, the land is full of them. They have been filling you up. Again, we could use that today, okay. Okay, the land is full of them. Everything we think we know came from these particular people. Everything we think is positive for us, we have to look for it on their platform and wait for their celebrities to tell us something about us. Okay? Okay? Now it's going to say right here, the land is full of them. They are man-made. Look at that. They are man-made. Okay? Let's see. I be trying to rush and then I end up slowing myself down. Okay? So let us walk. Let's see. Communicate. Okay. Israel's treasure is made up. Okay. So they are man-made and yet you worship them. Okay? And worship is in italics. Okay? So it says, and yet you worship them or worship them? Exclamation mark. Okay? Small and great. Again, small and great. So again, we let's even look at YouTube today. Let's even look at YouTube today. Remember when this first happened and they want everybody to stay at home? They know most of you probably ain't got cable and you watch YouTube or you watch it anyway. You know what I'm saying? For information. And what do? They have those YouTubers with millions of subscribers. You know what I'm saying? Some of them may have gained their following and some of them are put there. We'll just say that. Okay? So again, small and great, all bow before them. Okay? So everybody bows down before them. Okay? God will not forgive. Oh, and even we're talking about military and militia and police forces. Back in the blue or back in the badge or whatever the hell it's called. See? Okay? Honoring certain people for jobs that they signed up to do in the first place. Again, it's great to go ahead and give that honor, but do we honor mothers for giving birth to children and raising them, you know, as good as best they can and sending them out into the world, you know, to make something of themselves or help others with anything? Do we idolize any of these people in your regular everyday neighborhood? Sometimes somebody might be coined a hero or something, but again, it's not until the public until they go on the national platform and bring them out that way that everybody pays attention. Okay, so God will not forgive you for this sin. Crawl into the caves and the rocks. Okay, again, this is just making me think about Sekhmet again. Okay, because she said that she lives in the caves and the rocks. We just said something about the lion, actually. Okay, yeah, we just said something about the lion. We also talk about fire. So a lot of these things, now that I'm just thinking and just read that, this is reminding me of that ancient goddess. Okay. Again, I'm still trying to feel her out and figure her out at this time, to see where she really, you know, where she really, it just seemed like she had power in both worlds. But again, I'm checking her out right now. Okay. To see what I can, not because I'm worshiping her, but I'm following that Okay, I'm looking into her story to see how I can be enlightened about something more. Okay, so again, let's go here. Let's see. Okay, small. Okay, crawl into the caves and the rocks and hide in terror from his glorious majesty. For the day is come when your proud looks, okay, will be brought low. Okay. Now again, that's also making me think of Sekhmet and Beset, I think, or Hathor. No, I think it's Beset that was supposed to be the sister, or either Sekhmet was the lioness, but then after something happened, she ended up becoming a small house cat. You see what I'm saying? And people, it's a mystery, right? We can look at this and see this right here, possibly, okay? But it's a mystery to all those Egyptologists and all of those people, right? Okay? So again, your proud looks, meaning the lioness with her mane, okay, is now brought down low, like a little kitty cat, a house cat, okay, with and she was a warrior empress, okay, and she again, there was no locks after that, okay. She was a little tiny cat with no locks, okay. So the Lord alone will be exalted again. So now you're gonna get back, okay. Kind of reminded me of the man and woman that were in the garden with Adam and Eve. Okay, a lot of people think we were talking about Adam and Eve that whole time. Eve hadn't even become Eve yet when we was talking about the man and the woman, that the rib and all that other shit. So again, read it again. Read that whole chapter again, and you'll see that there was possibly more people in that garden. There are in my eyes, okay. So again, let's see. On that day, the Lord of okay, so the Lord alone will be exalted without her, basically, okay. Let's see. On that day, the Lord of hosts will move against the proud, okay, and haughty, and bring them to dust. Okay, just saying. This might be talking about your ancestors, or whatnot. Okay. All the tall cedars, again, she does talk about the cedars. Okay. Not of Lebanon, but again, you see what I'm saying. Okay. So of Lebanon, and all the mighty oaks of Bashan. Basan. Okay. Just saying. Shall bend low. Okay. So they're going to bend low. Okay. And all the high mountains and hills. Okay. And every high tower and wall. And all the proud ocean ships. And trim harbor craft. Okay. I don't know what the hell that is. But it does say trim harbor craft. All shall be crushed before. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, never mind. I was thinking about something else. Okay, that travels through the. I don't think it's Ra, but somebody that travels through the sky. So all shall be crushed before the Lord that day. All the glory of mankind. Again, mankind. Didn't say man. Didn't it says mankind. So that's being specific about a specific group. Okay. Okay. So we'll bow low. Okay. Okay. The pride of men will lie in the dust. Okay. So the pride of men will lie in the dust. The dust is what was kicked up from the earth, meaning it could be talking about the offspring or subgroups of people, not the aborigines anymore. And they were brought down really low. Okay. The pride of men will lie in the dust, and the Lord alone will be exalted. So again, now we went back to talking about men. Okay. And the Lord, the pride of men. Now again, was Sekhmet a form of the pride of men? I think that there's something in her storyline to that extent. Okay? And the Lord alone will be exalted. And in all idols, again, because these people that they give us in these Egyptian mythology are also idols in a sense. Okay? So will be utterly abolished and destroyed. Again, she is one of the main empresses or goddesses of ancient Egypt that was there before all of the other goddesses that they barely speak of or make reference to. Remember that. Okay? So, and all the idols will be utterly abolished and destroyed. Again, people are just now starting to talk about her again. Okay? When the Lord stands up from his throne to shake up the earth. Okay? So again, when I tell you guys about earthquakes in the Bible, and I say that is you, on a certain magnitude or hertz or level, okay, of consciousness or just awareness in general, those earthquakes or revolt, okay, those things are talking about you. So listen closely when it says this. When the Lord stands up from his throne to shake up the earth. Now, what are we talking about? Who is the Lord of that throne? Standing up on what? Are we talking about the eye of Ra? Are we talking about the third eye? Are we talking about something more of this extent? Again, who knows? Okay? To shake up the earth. Again, his enemies will crawl with fear into the holes in the rocks and into the caves because of his glory and his majesty. Now, this could go two ways for me because I'm feeling this all the way, right? You think about how people are getting upset. Where are these celebrities when the coronavirus was going on? Okay? But now, since they have transferred your energy from going someplace with this and going into solitude, they want to start saying, oh, people need to go back to church. Oh, this and that. Okay, so then we got anarchy and we got all this stuff going on with this rioting. We got the Floyd. They tried it with Ahmaud. So again, back to back. Ahmaud's story was months old. They just now bringing it up. Okay? And then now all of a sudden you have celebrities coming back out again trying to state their piece or speak up. Okay? And nobody asked them to speak for me. Again, they don't have shit to do with my community. Okay? I see them for who they are. Okay? And if they do come back around, know that all along they were there holding your fucking ankles down with the rest of these corporations and the rest of the corruption. Okay? So just know that they were there holding your fucking ankles down for money, like this Bible even says, for money and compensation. Okay? And then now, okay, they will be ready to stand come up and try to be a protector of some sense. Or now some power has been given to them in order to pull a fast one on us again if you don't pay attention. Okay? So again, crawl into like a lot of people are saying, I know you probably hear people saying that they're going underground, things like this. Okay? On the rocks, okay? And into caves because of the glory of his majesty. Then at last they will be abandoned. Wait. I was thinking Abaddon. But no, it says then at last they will be abandoned. Their gold and silver idols. Okay, their gold and silver idols to the moles and bats. Okay, again, remember Corona supposedly came from bats. Just saying. And crawl into the caverns to hide amongst the jagged rocks at the tops of the cliff to try to get away from the terror of the Lord and the glory of his majesty when he rises to terrify the earth. To terrify the earth. That would be a fun one to look at, but I ain't gonna do that to y'all right now. Okay? Puny man, frail as his breath. Again, puny man, frail as his breath. What are we talking about here? Frail as his breath. Don't ever put your trust in him. I don't know who we're talking about. Okay? Okay? So again, we're going to just go ahead and run off into 3 real quick and then I'm done. Okay? So it says 3. The Lord of hosts will So now this is saying a specific person. The Lord of hosts will cut off Jerusalem and Judah's food and water supply. This could be going either way. This could be going either way. Because man was made for food. There was a group of people that were made for food in the beginning of the Bible, okay? And then also waters, okay? Foreigners, okay? I'm just saying. I'm looking at it that way too. But again, we could be talking about the literal sense of food and water. Okay, we could be talking about the literal sense of cutting off food and water. A lot of us see the depletion of the stores, the grocery stores that we're in, and this is another reason why I keep saying that we need to activate. And the first damn thing we need to worry about is worrying about what we're gonna be eating in a couple months. They just slaughtered half of the damn animals that's supposed to be in the grocery store now, while you paying $15 for a pound of ground beef. You know what I'm saying? So again, there will be a shortage coming. Just know that for a fact. Okay. Or inflation. Okay, otherwise, okay. So again, cut off their food supplies and kill her leaders. You hear me? And kill her leaders. This could be a different type of death, okay, meaning by law, or this can be actual killing, okay, and kill her leaders. He will destroy her armies. Listen to me. Judges, prophets, elders, okay? Look at that, elders. Okay? Army officers, businessmen, lawyers, magicians, and politicians. Israel's kings will be like babies. What they always say about Trump? What they always say he act like? I'm just saying. Ruling childishly. You see this shit going on between Pelosi and Trump. It's just so childish and ridiculous to me. Okay? Even these people on the news. Oh, Trump said that. Oh my God. Oh my God. What did he say again? Blah, 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 blah. Look, pay attention. Pay attention. They're all playing a part. Ruling childishly. Okay? And the worst sort of anarchy, I have this circled for some reason, will prevail. Everyone stepping on someone else. These lives matter. Oh no, these do. Oh no, those do too. Well, listen to what I'm saying, okay? Or even when it comes to those politicians stepping on each other's toes, okay? Neighbors fighting neighbors. You hear me? Youth revolting against authority. Criminals sneering at honorable men. What is honor? That would be a good one to look up. In those days, a man will say to his brother, you have some extra clothing, so you, okay, again, you have some extra clothing. Let's not get confused what clothing is. Look it up. Etymology. So you be our king and take care of this mess. No, okay. He will reply, I cannot be of any help. I have no extra food or clothes. Don't get me involved. Okay? Could this be even, this reminded me of a lot of people saying, well, you got something to say. We should be out there marching instead of sitting here online, and motherfuckers online saying, look, I know where I'm supposed to be putting out this information. And that's exactly where a lot of us is going to stay. Remember some of the names that we could be interchangeable for different groups. Okay? So again, okay, I can't be of any help. I'm not about to assist you in any of this. I'm not going out there. Okay? So again, we just talked about anarchy. Keep that in mind. Israel's civil government, or government, it says government, okay. So Israel's civil government will be in utter ruin. Civilization, okay. So Israel's civil government will be in utter ruin because the Jews have spoken out against their Lord. The landlord, Massa, just saying. And he will not worship him. Okay, the Lord, and will not worship him. They offend his glory. The very look on their faces gives them away and shows their guilt. Okay? And they boast that their sin is equal to the sin of Sodom. They are not even they are not even ashamed. What a catastrophe. They have doomed themselves. Okay? But all is well for the godly man. Tell him what a reward, okay, let's see. Tell him what a reward you are going to get. But tell him what a reward you're going to get. But say to the wicked, your doom is sure. You too shall get your just desert. Okay? Or desert. Okay? Your well-earned punishment is on the way. That's making me think about Trump and Pelosi again. Oh, my people. Now, this is a plea to those people. Can't you see what fools your rulers are? Okay? Weak as women. Foolish as little children playing king. True leaders, no. Misleaders. I love this damn Bible. I like this living Bible. You hear that? Can't you see what fools your rulers are? Ain't that kind of like what what's his name from Russia, Putin, was saying? Weak as women, foolish as little children, playing king. True leaders, no, misleaders, leading you down the garden path to destruction. That's kind of like what he was saying not that long ago, okay? The Lord stands up. He is the great prosecutor, attorney. I mean, these are the words we're using in this Bible. This is why I like it. Presenting his case against his people. That sounds kind of like a Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton-ish. First to feel his wrath will be the elders and the princes, for they, not saying that that's what part he's going to play, I'm just saying. The elders and the princes of principalities, rulers of dark, I'm just saying. For they have defrauded the poor. What did they do? They defrauded the poor. They have filled their barns with grain, again, extorted from the helpless peasants. Commoners, servants, and peasants in the caste system. Just saying. How dare you grind my people in the dust like that? The Lord of hosts will demand of them. So this is something that will come, is what he's saying. Okay. Next, he will judge the haughty Jewish women who mince along, noses in the air like a Beyonce, possibly. Just saying. I don't know. Okay. Twinkling bracelets, because I think they real low right now for them not to be able to be performing and all this other shit. For us not listening to them and biting back and saying we don't want to hear what y'all got to say. Just saying. Tinkling bracelets on their ankles with wonton. We went through that already. Eyes. And rove among the crowd to catch the glimpses of men. Okay? What do they do? Rove among the crowds to catch the glimpses of men. Now, I'm telling you, these woe men that we're talking about may not even be what you think they are. Just saying. The Lord will send a plague of scabs to ornament their heads. Okay? He will expose their nakedness for all to see. Again, what is their nakedness? Is it their gender? Is it, do you see what I'm saying? Are we talking about these androgynous beings or these trannies? Are we talking about these people? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I see it a little differently again from the way I've been looking into this. Again, someone may see it a little bit different than that. Okay? And then we talk about bruising thy head, and we talk about is this his head was wounded? You know what I'm saying? So again, we don't necessarily have to be talking about how people are saying it, how some of these Israelite groups or whatever are saying that it's black women and our hair is going to be falling out and everything. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that. Okay? That our hair is going to be falling out and everything because we wear weave and because we doing all this other stuff. No, I don't think that this is talking about us after reading more about this. And again, I have a lot of stuff circled, so I know I've been through this already. Actually, I know I did a video on it because we spent some time talking about the wonton eyes. Okay. So again, so the Lord will send plagues and scabs. He will expose their nakedness for all to see. Okay, so what we've been talking about in these so-called woke communities, no longer, let's see, no longer shall they tinkle with their self-assurance. Okay, I'm just saying, as they walk, for the Lord will strip. And again, you know, like bodyguards and everything, and entourages and things like this is what it's reminding me of. Will strip away their artful. So that's the entertainment industry, possibly. Beauty. Okay, what is that? Again, that's gonna follow with us too, because if they're not getting it, they don't promote it, meaning you don't get it, or you don't even want it. Okay, of their ornaments, their necklaces and bracelets and veils of shimmering gauze. Who be wearing them shimmering fucking stockings on the damn stage? I'm just asking you. Gone shall be their scarves and their ankle chains. Again, amongst their necks, a lot of these people, even Pelosi, suspect. I wonder what she's hiding behind that scarf. I'm just saying. I just pointed out how I see it. Okay. So again, their scarves or whatever. Okay. Because a lot of them are hiding Adam's apples. I'm just letting you know. Okay. Headbands, earrings, and perfumes. The rings and jewelry. Again, we know this can't be also talking about so-called black women, because a lot of this shit we don't have in the so-called community. I'm not talking about the ones that left the community and went on to pursue their dreams in another place. Okay? So, let's see. Ankle chains, headbands, earrings, perfumes, their rings and jewelry, the party clothes, club clothes, your clubbing clothes. I used to have some. Okay? And negligees. Ain't they wear them damn bodice and those tummy things on stage? And capes. Beyonce and her capes and shit. Ornate combs and purses. That's probably talking about old Hollywood. Okay. The mirrors, lovely lingerie, beautiful dresses and veils. Again, Oscars, all these things. Instead of smelling of sweet perfume, they will stink. For sashes, they'll use ropes. Okay. Their well set hair will all fall out. Okay. They'll wear sacks instead of robes. Okay. Now this is reminding me of like the 40s when it comes to those sackcloth dresses and stuff that people were wearing at that time, because they couldn't afford clothing, so they used to go grocery shopping and get the cloth for potatoes and stuff and make dresses and stuff out of it. Okay. All their beauty will be gone. All that will be left to them is shame and disgrace. Their husbands shall die in battle. The women ravaged shall sit crying on the ground. Okay. So again, that's just it. That was a long one. I hope that you guys stayed tuned for the whole thing, and I guess I will definitely see you guys later. So thanks for watching. Don't forget you can find me on YouTube and Facebook at American Aborigines Unchained. See you guys soon. Take care.